All right, welcome everybody to our yoga class again. My name's Justin. Anybody who didn't catch that, I do have my dog Bodhi with me here today, so you might see him, walking around or interrupting my practice a little bit, but that's okay. What we will be doing today is going through a bit of a core strengthening class, so we're going to add in a good amount of core exercises to today's practice. And yeah, we will get started from here. So come into a seated position, whether that is sitting on your shins or cross-legged, whatever feels right for you. But we'll close the eyes, right? Try to let the distractions fall to the side, whether those are mental distractions or the distractions of a dog or a pet. All right, eyes can gently close. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep breath out. Cool, 2 more times like that. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. 1 more deep breath in. And let it all out. Very good. Nice. If you can roll the shoulders back and down away from the ears. Sit the spine up nice and tall. So engage the core. Notice your lower rib cage pulling into your center line. The hips staying as neutral as you can, so the spine can stack on top of itself, lengthening upward. The crown of the head reaches upward as well. On your next inhale, take those shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, relax them down the back. Again, inhale to reach up towards the ears. Exhale, relax them down the back. 1 more time. Inhale to roll the shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale, pulling them down the back. Nice. Good. Staying in your seated position, we'll work through the neck a little. Take that right ear towards the right shoulder. We'll circle it out. Bring your chin down towards your chest, the left ear towards the left shoulder, the chin up high. And then exhale again, right ear to the right shoulder, chin down low. Left ear to the left shoulder, chin up high. Try to keep the jaw closed as you reach the chin upward. 1 more circle. Ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Good. And then go in the opposite direction. So left ear to the left shoulder, dropping the chin, right ear to the right shoulder, lifting up. All right. Again, left ear to the left shoulder, chin down low, right ear to the right shoulder, chin up with the jaw closed. And 1 more circle, bringing it down and around. Nice. Good. Bring it back through center here. We're going to roll onto your hands and knees just briefly. So you can step it back. We're going to rock a little front to back. So as you rock forward, bring those shoulders forward over the wrists. All right, so as you rock forward, the shoulders are coming forward and over. And then rock it back, hips towards the heels. Let's do maybe 4 or 5 of these. Pausing in that forward position. Notice the shoulders really coming past the wrists. Exhale to bring it back. And again, rolling forward. Good, bring it back. Let's go 1 more time. Roll forward, shoulders over the wrist. Press the fingers into the mat. Good. Exhale, bring it back, hips to your heels. We're going to come into a child's pose. So the hips will go all the way back towards the heels. And we're going to reach the arms out in front of you with the forehead down on the mat. I have an obstruction here, but bring your forehead all the way down to the mat as the arms reach out in front. Good. Settling into your child's pose. Reaching forward, sinking the hips back towards the heels. Nice. Good. And then from here, we're going to come onto our forearms. So keep in this child's pose position. We're going to keep in this child's pose position, but draw the forearms closer to the body. All right, so as those elbows are almost as close to the knees as they can touch, where forehead is still kind of drawing down, but now the spine's a little straighter here. So press the forearms into the mat, the hands will pull apart, the elbows will squeeze together, and we're gonna pick the belly button up away from the thighs. So create this rounding in the spine. Think about your cat position. So the spine will round. Notice the engagement of the core that has to happen to get that rounding in the spine. Think about your rib cage trying to pull in towards the spine. So your rib cage is pulling into your center line, creating this cat type position. And we're gonna lean forward a little more, keep the belly away from the thighs. So holding here, the hands are kind of pulling apart on the mat, the elbows are squeezing together. We're just starting to fire up these muscles, so the shoulder stabilizing muscles there, as well as the core, keeping the core engaged, belly button pulling up and back, the rib cage pulling towards the spine. And we'll hold for another 3, 2, and 1. Exhale to release. Sit back onto the shins. And we're going to take the arms behind you here. So the arms will clasp together behind you, broadening through the chest. All right, try to peel the shoulders back. The wrists will peel away from the lower back slightly. Maybe even turn this into a little back bend. The knuckles can come down to the ground. Just a little counter pose to that core position. Good, and then inhale. Let's bring it back through center. You can shake out the arms. A little more. Just realized I still have my glasses on. A little more with the core, and we'll revisit this posture as well. So the hands will come down on each side of the knees here. The fingertips will be about in line with the knees. Let's say that the palms close to the body, so your thumbs are touching the shins. We're going to press the hands down into the mat to externally rotate the pits of the arms facing forward. So we have firm pressure down into the floor. And then I want you to try to lift the knees away from the ground. So we're creating that rounding sensation in the spine. The tops of the feet can stay on the floor. You can lift up and then lower it back down. Good. We'll go through 3 more like that. So pressing the hands into the floor, lift the knees, round the spine, keep the core engaged. Exhale, lower the knees back down. Good. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. We'll go one more time. Inhale to lift. Good. Exhale to lower. Nice. Oh. Let the shoulders kind of shake out from side to side. We can shake out the arms a little there. Good. And then walk the hands back into your tabletop position. Good. And allow the spine to kind of flex laterally here. So allow the hips to sway side to side. The rib cage presses from one side to the other. Good, bringing it back through center. Let's tuck those toes under, come into our first downward facing dog. So the toes will tuck, the hips will lift. All right, take a few moments to pedal it out. Maybe bend the knees, shift the hips. Good. Nice, finding a little bit of stillness. We'll keep that back nice and straight. Keep the core engaged, the belly button's pulling to the spine. You're drawing your chest closer to the thighs. On your inhale, we're gonna come high onto these toes. Shift forward through your high plank position. All right, the shoulders are coming over the wrists, body in a straight line. And then exhale, we'll take it back to your down dog. We'll inhale, shift forward, keep that rounding in the spine, the belly button lifting up. Good, and then exhale, bring it back to your down dog. And one more time, inhale, we'll shift forward, high plank. Pause and hold here. Good. All right, so the body stays in that straight line, heels are over the toes. Keep the inside pits of the elbows rolling forward. We're gonna lower all the way down to our bellies from here. So bending through the elbows, lower all the way down onto the belly. Good, keeping the hands on each side of your rib cage. On your inhale, lift the chest. So a little baby cobra. Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower it back down. Good. Coming into your Sphinx pose from here. So the forearms are parallel to one another. The elbows are directly under the shoulders. And notice here, so your hips are down on the ground. Your hands are pressing into the floor to help lift that chest a little more, working through that back bend. Good. Lifting the heart. And I want you to think from here, that core engagement that we were working with earlier. So the hands are in that same position. The palms are going to pull apart. The elbows are going to pull in. I would like you to tuck the toes under, and we're going to start pulling the belly button up away from the floor to get the hips to lift. So the hips will start to lift. Keep the knees on the ground here. Pulling the lower rib cage into the spine, the belly button pulling back and up towards the spine as well. The shoulders are shifting forward. Good, holding here. So think about almost trying to draw the knees towards the elbows here, feeling that whole center line of the core really fire up, creating that tension through the core. Keep the hands pulling apart, the elbows pulling in. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips back down. We're back into our Sphinx pose. With your left hand to start, we're going to reach back, bending into that left foot, or bending into the left knee. Reach your hand to the top of the foot. So we're opening up the chest, opening through that left shoulder, as well as getting our quad stretch. Maybe the hand can come all the way on top of the foot here. All right, good. Exhale to release that foot. Come to your Sphinx on the other side, bending into the right foot. Grab your hand, your foot with that right hand. Again, pulling it back into your hip. Getting that quad stretch, opening up that right shoulder as well. All right, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing there. Come back to our Sphinx pose. We're going to come up in that same way, where we're going to start to engage the core, pick up the lower rib cage away from the ground, pick up the belly button away from the ground, and then the hips will follow. So you're creating that tension in the core, holding strong. Maybe the knees stay down here as they did on the other side, or maybe you tuck the toes under and the knees lift. The legs totally straighten. Right, we're keeping the core engaged. So that rib cage is really pulling in towards the spine. Right, the belly button's pulling up and back. We'll hold here for another 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower those hips back down. We're going to lower the chest all the way to the floor. All right, so take your right arm straight out to the right side. So your arm's at a T, down on the ground. We're going to roll to the outside of that right hip. Maybe that left hand stays in front of you. Maybe it goes behind the lower back. Wherever you are, think about that chest opening. Just one more breath. Good. Inhale, roll back over onto the stomach. We'll take our left arm straight out to the left side. Keep rolling on over. Take that right foot behind the left leg. Cool. Opening the chest. Maybe that right hand goes behind the lower back if it feels good. One more big breath. Good. And then inhale, roll back over onto the stomach so we're on our back here. Good. Taking the arms out straight in front of you is where I want them to start. So the arms will start straight out, reaching overhead. And as you inhale, we're going to come into a locust pose variation. So inhale to lift the chest, the arms will lift, and then I want you to pull those elbows back. So your elbows are at a 90-degree angle, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then as you inhale, reach overhead. Good. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull the elbows back. Inhale to extend. Let's do one more. Exhale, squeeze them together, lift the chest. Good. Inhale to reach, and we'll lower back down. Forehead down to the mat. We'll keep the arms reaching overhead. The legs will extend back. And opposite hand and foot we're going to lift. So that right hand and the left foot lifts. Lower it back down.
left hand and right foot lift. Good, lower it back down. 2 more each side. Right hand, left foot, lower. Left hand, right foot, and lower. 1 more each side. Right foot, left, or right hand, left foot, lower it down. Left hand, right foot, lower it back down. Good, take your hands on each side of the rib cage. Tuck the toes under, engage the core so your knees will lift off the ground. The core is really engaged. Elbows squeeze into the body. We'll press up to our high plank. And then press it back to your down dog from here. Good, on your inhale, let's bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step it forward into your fold. We'll inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Good, as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it back down. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Let's do 1 more like that. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it forward and down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead. We'll go through our full salutation. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back into your high plank. We'll lower down through your chaturanga, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Good, and then exhale to your downward facing. Very good, we'll go through 1 more like that. Inhale to bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step it forward into your fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. And then inhale all the way up, hands overhead, reaching tall. Good, exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it back down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step both feet back, high plank. Lower down through your chaturanga, elbows at a 90-degree angle. Inhale, upward facing dog, draw the chest forward and through. And then exhale, we'll bring it back to your downward facing. Good. On your inhale, I want you to bend through the knees. Look to the front of the mat. We'll step the feet forward. I want you to bend the knees until you can come down into a seat. So we're going to lower down. The feet will stay out in front of you. So through your boat pose from here, you can lift these heels away from the mat. The arms can come by your side. Maybe the hands stay on the floor, or maybe the hands grab behind the knees. So they might grab behind the knees on the hamstrings here. Good. From here, we're going to lift those heels. We're going to hold. So this first one will just be a single hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross these ankles, roll it over onto the knees, hands to the mat, step it back into your high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Very good. As you inhale, bend through the knees, look to the front of the mat, step or hop forward into your fold. Woo, almost lost that one there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Reach it tall, hands overhead. Take a little back bend here, reaching the fingertips back. Maybe the hands come to the lower back, whatever feels good. Open up that front side of your body, and then exhale, we'll fold forward and down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Good, exhale to your downward facing. From here, we're going to inhale, bend the knees, look to the front of the mat, walk your hands or your feet through the hands, or maybe take a little hop into that seat again. So coming back into your boat pose, taking your variations, the feet will maybe be lifted, the arms will be by your side, right? Maybe on the floor, maybe behind, wherever feels best for you. This time we're going high to low boat. So as you inhale, I want you to extend the legs out, right? Allow the upper body to come down parallel to the ground, the shoulder blades stay away from the ground, and then exhale to pull back up to your high boat. So inhale, lower down, exhale, high boat. Inhale to lower, exhale, high. 2 more, inhale to lower, exhale, high. 1 more, inhale to lower, exhale, high. We'll cross the ankles over one another, roll onto the knees, hands come to the floor, step it back, high plank. Lower down through your chaturanga, inhale, upward facing, and then exhale to your downward facing. Good. Nice. On your next inhale, let's take that right leg up behind you. On your exhale, we'll bring your right knee to the right elbow as you shift forward through your high plank. Get the knee to touch the elbow or as high above the elbow as you can. The more that you lift the hips, rounding the spine, the more core engagement you get. Inhale to extend it back. Exhale, we'll go knee to nose, round the spine. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, on the opposite elbow. Good. Inhale, extend it back. Let's exhale, step that foot in between the hands. Good, inhale up to your high crescent from here. All right, these arms will lift. The hips stay squared off. Sink a little further forward and down. Tailbone stays tucked. Reach the arms up. Good, on your exhale, let's twist it open. Bring that right arm back, left arm forward, twisting through the core. Maybe the right hand comes down, left arm up. Good, inhale, bring it back through center. So as we exhale, we're gonna bring the hands to the floor. As that front leg straightens, the back foot can step in. So we're in our pyramid pose, stretching through the back of the hamstring. Nice. From here, coming into a standing split variation, we keep the hands on the floor, maybe go to a block or a chair in front of you as that back foot starts to lift. Nice. We're going to take this for some crunches here as well. Let me get back on that camera here. So as we exhale, I want you to take that back knee and crunch it in towards the chest, allow the spine to round, and then inhale to extend it back. We'll do 3 more like that. Exhale, crunch it into the chest. Inhale to extend. 2 more. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend. 1 more. Crunch it in. Inhale, extend. Good. Lower that back foot down. Our right foot's going back to meet the left into a side plank. Cool. So we're holding here. Maybe that bottom knee comes down if you need to for some extra support. I would like this top leg, we're going to move it. So take it behind the foot, about a foot behind your left foot, and then make a half circle all the way to the front. We'll do that again. Bring that right foot behind you. Keep the hips stacked. Bring the right foot in front. 2 more. Behind and in front. Take it behind, take it back to the front. Good, bring it back over center, lower down, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale to your downward facing. Good, let's inhale the left leg up, bend the knee, or let's exhale, bring the knee towards the elbow, shifting forward. Again, try to get it as high on the tricep as you can. Press the floor away, create that rounding in the spine. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee opposite elbow. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, high crescent. Left foot comes through, arms raise up and overhead. Good, all 10 toes pointed forward, back heel lifted, hips are squared off. Sink them forward. Sinking down into that front knee. Create more space between both of the feet if you have to, so you can sink deeper into the front knee, keeping it over the ankle. The arms are up and overhead. The core is nice and engaged. On your exhale, we'll twist. Bring the left arm back, right arm forward. Good. Maybe that left hand comes behind the right leg, the right hand up and overhead. Opening that right side of the body. Good, inhale, bring it back through center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step that right foot forward to drop the heel down. The front leg is straightened here. We're in our pyramid pose. As you're in your pyramid, keep that right hip pulling forward, left hip pulling back. Good. Feeling that stretch through the hamstring, opening up the back side of this leg for our next movement. I'm going to center myself on the mat for the camera. Here we go. Hands are on the floor, your blocks, maybe a chair or a pillow, anything you need. We're going to shift weight into that left foot to come into our standing split so that right foot begins to lift. Good. 2 breaths here. So on your exhale, we're going to take that right knee towards your chest. Try to round the spine, press the floor away, and inhale, extend it back. 3 more. Exhale, right knee to the chest. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale to the chest. Inhale, extend. 1 more time. Exhale, knee to chest. Good. Inhale to extend. Lower that right foot down on the mat. Side plank. Right hand stays down. Roll to the outside edge of the right foot. Left foot's going back. We're in our side plank. Good. A little bit of funky movement, but we'll take that left foot, place it behind the right. Try to keep the right foot, hip, right shoulder in line. And we're going to take that left foot, lift it up as high as you can, like you're drawing a half circle. Lower it down in front of you. And then inhale, lift it back up. Draw that half circle again, lower it down behind you. Keep the hips stacked this whole time. Inhale to lift up in front. Inhale to lift up behind. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Tap it down in front. Inhale to lift. Tap it down behind. Bring it back through center. Left hand to the ground, high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Good. Exhale to your downward facing. Very good. On your inhale, we're going to bend through the knees. Walk or hop the feet through the hands. Come down into that seated position. So back to your boat pose. We'll keep the spine nice and straight. The heels float away from the ground if you can. If you have to keep them lowering to the ground, that is all right. Try to create this V shape with the body. Knees can stay bent here. They don't have to be straight. We're going to go through Russian twists. So taking your hands clasped together in the center of your chest, I want you to twist the chest to tap the hands down to the ground on the left. Come back through center. Tap them down on the right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center, right. Let's go 2 more each side. Left and right. Adding in a little more balance if your pet is licking you. Right, left, center, right, center. Good. Let's cross those ankles. Roll over onto the hands and knees. Step it back into your high plank. Lower down through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale to your downward facing. Good. All right, so on your next inhale, take that right leg straight up behind you. Let's exhale, right knee to the left elbow across the body, creating that twist and contraction in the core. Extend that right leg out to the left side. Left hand will come away from the mat. I want you to see if you can keep that right knee lifted. Feel that core engaged, the right foot lifted. Good. If you can't, it can stay down on the ground. That's okay. But let's see. Keep it lifted for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center, up and over. Bend the knees, stack the hips. From here, maybe you flip your dog all the way over. That right foot comes to the ground behind you. All 10 toes face the side wall. Reach that right hand up and over. Hips stay lifting high. Keep that left arm, base arm, externally rotated so the scapula is pulling to the rib cage. And then rotate back over. Right hand to the ground, downward facing dog. Let's go other side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, twisting across the body. Turn your back heel down. Extend that left foot out. Try to keep it hovering. Keep the core engaged, that inner thigh engaged. For 3, 2, and 1. Right hand down to the ground. Inhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Allow that bottom foot to pivot. Left foot comes to the ground behind you, waterfall, wild thing, flip your dog, whatever you want to call it. Reach that left hand forward. Keep the hips lifting high. Good, and then exhale. Bring it back down into your downward facing dog. Good, on your inhale, let's bend through the knees. Look to the front of the mat, walk or hop the feet through the hands. Come down to that seated position. But then we're gonna lower all the way down to our back here. Good. Taking both feet, knees at a 90-degree angle. The knees are directly over the hips here. Good. Take these hands, interlace the hands behind the head. Keep the elbows nice and wide. So the elbows are as far away from one another as you can. Good. We're gonna do slow bicycle crunches. Extend your right leg long. As you lift, take your right knee or your right elbow to your left knee, and then inhale back through center. Exhale, left leg long, left elbow to the right knee. Inhale through center. Again, right to left, through center, left to right, through center. 3 more each side. Right to left, left to right. Right to left, left to right. 1 more, right to left, left to right. Now pick up the speed, double time here. Taking opposite elbow to knee for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower back down, feet flat on the ground, knees are bent. We're gonna press up into a bridge pose. So again, lengthening this front side of the body after we worked it out, keeping things balanced here. Lift the hips nice and high. Keep the tailbone slightly tucked. The tailbone reaching up in between the legs towards the ceiling. Lifting high. Good. All right, so allowing this to be a little bit of a resting posture before we start to add to it. So from here, I'd like you to straighten your right leg out. So we're a single-legged bridge here. Lower slowly, tap the heel down to the ground. And then inhale to lift as high as you can. We'll do 3 more like that. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale to lift. Keep the hips level with one another. Lower the heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 1 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Bend the knee, plant the foot flat on the ground. We're going right into the other side. Keep that core working. Extend the left leg out straight. Slowly tap the heel down to the ground, and then inhale, lift as high as you can. Good. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. 3 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 1 more time. Lower it down. Inhale to lift. Bend the knee. Foot flat on the ground. We're going to come onto the balls of the feet. Take the arms overhead. As you tuck the tailbone under, slowly lower the spine down 1 rib at a time. Good. Letting these knees fall from side to side from here. Good. Bring those knees back through center. We're going to extend the legs straight up here. So the legs will be straightened, toes pulled down towards the body. The arms are going to reach. I want you to try to reach up towards your toes as you lift the shoulders and shoulder blades away from the ground. And then exhale, lower it back down. All right, or exhale as you reach. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to reach. Inhale, lower down. Reach and lower. 3 more times. 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees into the chest. Let yourself sway a little from side to side. Good. Lower the feet down to the ground. All right, so we're going to extend that left leg long. Take your right knee into the chest and twist. So left knee comes at least close to the floor as you can. Try to get that right shoulder down on the floor as well. All right, creating this twist. Keep your left leg straight. Maybe even engage that left leg. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. Good. We'll hug that left knee into the chest, right leg extends long, and we'll guide over to the right side. Just fix this mic here. Good. Taking that twist. Left shoulder stays down, the right knee draws towards the floor. Lengthening that lower back, mid-back. Stretching the muscles each side of the spine. Take deep, full breaths in. Stretch a little deeper. Good. Inhale, bring it back through center. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze here. Maybe the forehead lifts up towards the knees. Good. And then as you exhale, extend these legs long on the mat. Right, come down into your final rest. Right, walk the shoulder blades under the back. Allow your arms to fall by your side. Right, the toes point outward. Take a couple deep breaths in, settle down into the mat a little deeper. That's focusing on the breath, noticing how the breath makes the body feel. Right, that soothing, calming rhythm of the breath. All right, sync up with that breath. 5 more times. Just paying close attention. And one more deep breath in, a full breath out. Good, and then reach the arms up and overhead, lengthen out, full body stretch. Reach from the fingertips to the toes. Good, the knees will draw towards the chest, roll to your favorite side. Good, as you feel ready, use your hands to press back up to a seated position. Nice, taking the legs to your cross-legged position or whatever works best for you. Good. A couple more deep breaths in and out to relax the body, shoulders pull back and down. Cool. Thank you all for joining me here today and allowing me to guide you through that core strengthening practice. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Namaste.
Thank you for watching Kula Wellness on YouTube. Please consider subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button below.